Greetings folks, your friendly neighborhood Rictus Gate here, just with a quick video with some thoughts I had while watching Through the Wormhole. I think it's the most recent episode where they were speculating about how aliens might think. And one particular guy they had on there, Professor Simon Kirby, Chair of Evolution of Language at the University of Edinburgh, I do believe. I'll leave some links below down to his website, also to the video where you can find that, and also to the abstract, which the research I'm talking about in particular, which got my brain a churning. Anyways, I'll just read the abstract briefly. Language is a product of both biological and cultural evolution. Clues to the origins of key structural properties of language can be found in the process of cultural transmission between learners. Recent experiments have shown that iterated learning by human participants in a laboratory transforms an initially unstructured artificial language into one containing regularities that make the system more learnable and stable over time. So that's briefly kind of what the research was about. Now I'll tell you what the experiment was about. You can go watch the video because they outline the whole experiment there, but just briefly, they take images, just drawn images of make-believe fictional fruit, right? They draw these fruit, and then they make up a word for this fruit. And it's an alien word, okay, because it's not an English word, it's not any word that this person would recognize. So, now, the volunteer, the participant, sits down, and let's say there's 6 fruits. They have to memorize both the name and identify them, and their alien name. So, the first participants almost never can remember or memorize these alien terms for these fruit. Fair enough. It's an unusual kind of language. It's not typical, right? So now, instead of the next participant after that going through these same terms that the first participant did, the first participant is then asked to sit down and write out what they remember the fruit, the name, the alien term for that fruit being. So they write it out. And those new terms are used for the next participant. And this is the iteration that continues. So the next person will take the test based on the first person's idea of what the original language was. So it's iterated through. Now what they found is by near the end of it, all these iterations, that a person almost 100% of the time can memorize these terms quite easily. And this is without group participation. It's blind group participation, really. So it's very interesting. It got the juices going in the brain about morality, of all things. Could the same kind of mechanism, same form of framework and system be working on the moral basis, the ethical basis? Because it is biological and it is cultural. In so many ways, it's not really objective. It's biological in a way that there's other research. Bloom, I do believe his name is, child psychologist, developmental psychologist. That babies as young as 3 months old are already making moral evaluations. So it's kind of built in a way already there. And then culturally it's honed. And since cultures are multi-generational, it slowly changes over time. So morals would change over time. I don't know. It's just an idea I had. Thought it might be interesting to see what you folks think. Leave any comments you have, any questions, response videos, whatever. Be cool. If you didn't understand what I had to say, then tell me to clarify, because this is just a rambling video. There's nothing written down at all, as you can tell. But let me know what you think. I'd be interested. Salut.